From the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA. This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, the reality dawned on all of us that our lives and activities will henceforth experience drastic changes going forward. There is now a mortal imperative to transform our daily endeavors to digital alternatives. The speed and consistency with which transactions and other basic activities are moving online has come with increased incidents of cyber attacks, and an entire department is dedicated at NITDA to the fight against cybercrimes. On today's episode, we're looking at NITDA's state of cybersecurity in Nigeria. I am Edidion Frank, and this is Nitda Impact.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
You can be a part of this program by logging on to our website www.nitda.gov.ng, or all our social media handles displayed right on your screens. Let's begin with what's making the news headlines this week. The Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Ali Pantami,
said digital transformation is fundamental to the public sector and growing digital economy.
Nigeria's federal government trained 6,624 Nigerians on ICT to mark International Digital Literacy Day. Here's the news proper.
The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Ali Pantami, said digital transformation is creating value in the public sector and is fundamental to growing Nigeria's digital economy. Professor Pantami said this during the median edition of Digital Hangout with DTTWG and industry key players organized by NITDA. Here's Sophia Ogezi with details.
The Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Ali Pantami, said digital technology is creating value in the public institutions. The Honorable Minister was speaking at the median edition of Digitization Hangout with the Digital Transformation Technology Working Groups, DTTGWs, an industry technology ecosystem organized by the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA. Represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, Mr. Bitrus Bakunabasu, Professor Pantami says digital transformation is equally fundamental to transforming the way public sectors operate and the digital economy.
The digital transformation and digital economy are fundamentally transforming the way the public sector operates, creates value, and delivers services to customers. At the center of this transformation is human capital development, without which nothing can be achieved. The federal public institutions and the public servants are the engine room of economic development. On one hand, the innovative use of digital technologies through empowered human capital is making the difference between the digital economy haves and have-nots.
The Honorable Minister continued his statement by saying that digital transformation not only saves money for the federal government, but provides a framework for seamless sharing of IT infrastructure, processing and exchange of information across FPIS. The Minister called on participants at the Digitization Hangout to see the platform as a continuous way of engaging between the DTTWGs and the technical ecosystem players towards leveraging on digital to deliver better value in the public sector. Also speaking, the Director General of NITDA, Malam Kashfu Inwat Abdullahi, thanked the Honorable Minister for his visionary leadership and foresight. The DG said the engagement will help to reduce the cost of governance, thereby saving money for the federal government.
And when we talk about digital transformation, we look at it from two perspectives, even though Mr. Kem said whether digitization or digitalization is the same thing. But in my own view, digitization is about operational excellence. It's about using technology to enhance the way you deliver your services to government, to promote transparency in governments, and to reduce costs, while digitalization is about using technology as a source of inspiration to come up with the new way of doing things.
Goodwill messages came pouring in from some agencies under the supervision of the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy and the founder of May 1.
From the board and management of the Nigerian Communications Commission, and to wish us fruitful deliberations in this very, very important digital transformation process which we have set in motion.
What we need to do to be able to serve the people better, so that we as government organs, we can do what we need to do. You advise us, we put ours in order, and Nitda can form policies to guide all those processes.
We trust that this session today will go a long way to sharing information and ideas as to how we can continue to grow that and make it even more possible to realize the benefit.
By the end of the 2 days digitization hangout, experts believe that the engagement will foster cooperation between the DTTWGs, industry key players, where experience will be shared towards using technology as a source of inspiration for excellent outcome in the public sector and to help reduce the cost of governance, thereby saving money for the Nigerian federal government. Sophia Ogezi, reporting for Nitda Impact.
The Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Ali Pantami, has reiterated the federal government's readiness to train more Nigerians so as to meet up with the fourth industrial revolution. The minister made a remark during this year's International World Digital Literacy Day. Professor Pantami said this through the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, Mr. Bitrus Bako Nabasu. Sophia Ogezi has more.
As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to celebrate World Digital Literacy Day, the federal government has reiterated its commitment, hence the training of 6,624 Nigerians through Digital Literacy Skill Program. The Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Ali Pantami, said this through the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, Mr. Bitrus Bako Nabasu, at a virtual event organized to mark the day. Professor Pantami said the federal government will not relent in giving Nigerians digital literacy skills in order to fast-track the transition of the nation to digitization, digital economy, and set the country in motion towards the fourth industrial revolution. The Honorable Minister further said the event was organized by United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, to raise awareness and concern for literacy. The Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda, Malam Kashfu Inwa Abdullahi, in his remark, identified literacy as a pillar in the national economic policy and strategy. He said every Nigerian is expected to have a basic skill in how to use digital tools. Country Director Microsoft, Mrs. Ola Williams, assured Nigeria of Microsoft's support to digital literacy program that will ensure Nigerians meet up with the fourth industrial revolution. Some youths from the 6th geopolitical zone who participated in this year's event virtually appreciated Nitda's efforts and its visionary leadership in carrying youths along. The 6,624 Nigerians who benefited from the federal government's digital literacy skill program were drawn from 11 states of Katsina, Ekiti, Oyo, Kaduna, Borno, Imo, Bayelsa, Niger, Nasarawa, and Abia states. September 8th is set aside annually by UNESCO to celebrate World Literacy Day. The day raises awareness about the importance of literacy as a matter of human rights and dignity across the world. Sophia Ogezi, reporting for Nitda Impact.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria. This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
Time now for Nitda's cybersecurity update.
Investment fraud and how to stay protected is our topic for discussion on this week's segment of Cybersecurity Update. I am Mansur Aliyu Hassan. Investment fraud refers to a range of deceptive practices that fraudsters use to persuade investors into making certain investment decisions. These practices include untrue or misleading information or opportunities. Investment fraud can take many forms, which many involve stocks, bonds, commodities, currency, or even real estate. The typical investment fraud schemes are characterized by offers of low or no risk investments, guaranteed returns, overly consistent returns, complex strategies, or unregistered securities. An example of investment scam is when individuals or businesses are required to pay a fee before receiving promised stocks, services, money, or products, which ultimately are never given. Another example involves fraudsters claiming that they can yield large profits from small investments within a short period of time. The perpetrators range from professional investment advisors to trusted persons you interact with daily, who intentionally want to trick you into investing. The fraudster's ability to foster trust makes this scheme so successful. To avoid falling victim, here are some tips to guide you. Do not invest in anything you are not absolutely sure about. Check and verify from other sources if the company is legit. Do not be carried away by the company's website. Flashy websites are easy to set up. Be cautious when responding to investment offers, especially through unsolicited emails. Inquire about the terms and conditions. Do not invest because the vendor gives you something for free. Summarily, investors should gather as much information as possible and scrutinize thoroughly before getting into any investment opportunities. That's all we have for you this week. Thank you for watching.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
This week's special report is on Nitda's state of cybersecurity in Nigeria.
In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, the reality has dawned on all of us that our lives and activities will henceforth experience drastic changes going forward. There is now a mortal imperative to transform our daily endeavors to digital alternatives. The speed and consistency with which transactions and other basic activities are moving online has come with increased incidence of cyber attacks and cyber crimes in general. An entire department has been dedicated at Nitda to the fight against cyber crimes. The department was developed to create time-bound proactive response mechanism to the myriad of cyber incidences and breaches that affect individuals, the private sector, MDAs, nation-states and multinationals, and the monumental losses and dent in national reputation that cyber criminals have forced the country to incur. The National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda, coordinates cyber security by developing regulations and standardizing individual behavior in terms of what to avoid, partake of, and how to report and act when eventual incidents occurs. A segment has been dedicated strictly for the enlightenment of Nigerians on cybersecurity weekly on the Nitda Impact television series as part of the efforts of Nitda at sensitizing Nigerians on cybersecurity and internet vigilance as they go about their daily activities online. The objectives of the cybersecurity department include ensure effective regulation of the sector through development of standards and guidelines to enhance Nigeria's cybersecurity resilience, enlighten all Nigerians on what to do and avoid while in cyberspace, ensure that Nigeria has mechanisms for building enormous human capacity to defend our cyberspace and perform offensive operations when necessary, and ensure that Nigeria's rating in international indices improve. Recently, the National Information Technology Development Agency (NITDA) and National Institute for Security Studies (NISS) put machinery in motion in the development of human capacity in the areas of forensics in Nigeria towards curbing the menace of cyber attacks. The collaboration was necessitated by the fact that private and public businesses are prone to cyber attacks and hacking. the Nitda boss Malam Kashifu Inua Abdullahi said, quote, "The trending COVID-19 pandemic has forced the digitalization of processes and has disrupted the normal way of life globally. This has led to increase in cyber attacks and crime waves, necessitating collaborative efforts of relevant organs of government to ensure safe, secure, and digitally safe country. The world is going digital now, and for any objective-driven organization, they must embrace digitalization," unquote. Data protection is central to cybersecurity. That is why Nitda developed the Nigerian Data Protection Regulation, NDPR, which introduced new restrictions on collection and protection of personal data, with the objectives to safeguard the rights of natural persons to data privacy, to foster safe conduct of transactions involving the exchange of personal data, to prevent manipulation of personal data, and to ensure that Nigerian businesses remain competitive in international trade through the safeguards afforded by a sound data protection regulation. The data protection regulation encompasses clarity of privacy policy, rights of data subjects, data security, international data transfer, third-party processing, lawful processing, explicit consent, prohibition of improper motives, and data integrity and storage limitation. Cybersecurity is a critical ingredient in securing Nitda's digital assets. The agency's strategic roadmap and action plan, SRAP 2021 to 2024, strictly prioritizes cybersecurity and has made it one of its strategic pillars. Nitda's Computer Emergency Response Team, CERRT, has been pivotal to curbing the menace of cyber attacks through time-bound awareness, security tips, monitoring intrusion, leveraging trusted resources, and implementing a response plan for ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs. Nitda's CRT, along with Core Cybercrime Prohibition Prevention etc. Act 2015, National Security Agency, NSA's Computer Emergency Response Team, Central Bank of Nigeria's Computer Emergency Response Team, Financial, Nigerian Communications Commission Computer Emergency Response Team, Telecommunication, and Defense Space Administration, Navy, Army, and Air Force are a reflection of the intent of the Nigerian government to secure the cyberspace. Nitda will continue to create the necessary regulation and instruments for the protection of Nigerian public enterprises, private sector, and individuals, as well as collaborate with relevant agencies for the next stage of cybersecurity administration. As the cyberspace is expected to become busier than ever before, cybercrimes are at the risk of rising with cyber activities. Cybercrimes are a fast-evolving moving target. So also should cybersecurity, because as Stephen Napo said, the 5 most efficient cyber defenders are anticipation, education, detection, reaction, and resilience.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
Up next are our tech tips for the week. Nitda cautions Nigerians on mobile health applications, data theft, and privacy infringement. The National Information Technology Development Agency, Nitda, wishes to call on the attention of the general public to the fact that there are increasing risks of data breach through the mobile applications downloaded on our phones. This has become more worrisome as current research has revealed that large numbers of mobile health applications are found to encourage data theft, thereby infringing on your privacy. The mobile health applications, mostly available on Android platforms and downloaded through Google Play Store, handle increasingly sensitive data over unsecured internet communications and third-party servers. These sensitive data collected pose security threats to users, as most of these apps do not only access data but also share accessed data with third parties. Therefore, Nitda invites the general public to take the following precautions to prevent privacy and security risk while using mobile health applications. 1. Users should avoid downloading apps from third-party source. 2. Users should examine apps before they download them to understand the level of information the app requests for. This can be done by evaluating reviews by other app users. 3. Users should read apps' permissions before and after installation to protect themselves from data exploitation. 4. Ensure apps available for download in Nigeria should have privacy policy that is Nigeria Data Protection Regulation (NDPR) compliant. 5. Users can customize the settings which will potentially restrict the amount of information disclosed to the apps. 6. Users must consider downloading apps that offer better privacy protection. Prohibit accessing data over unsecured Wi-Fi network or hotspot. And number 7, install firewalls and antivirus to protect against virus, malware-based attacks and malicious applications.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
Our innovation hub is Adewumi with One Kiosk. One Kiosk is a retail tech solution bridging the access to market and finance gaps for retailers, that is micro, small and informal, across Africa. They use a marketplace approach to aggregate local and medium-scale retailers across various communities, then leverage on geolocation and machine learning to connect customers with sellers based on their location and preference, thus achieving an efficient delivery cycle.
Hello, my name is Adewumi. I'm the CEO and co-founder at One Kiosk. One Kiosk is your retail tech solution that is supporting micro, small and informal retailers to be able to come online, achieve more sales, and then be able to build a solid foundation and credit worthiness to be able to access various credit opportunities out there. I've seen there's still a huge gap that needs to be addressed, and that is why we actually in 2019 kicked off the One Kiosk platform with the goal of making sure that we're able to create more jobs and help these micro, small and informal retailers to come online. Since our last engagement with the Nitda team, we've made tremendous progress. Some notable progress that we've made over the last few months since the last engagement with the Nitda team basically has been how we've been able to double up our sales. We've been able to support thousands of micro, small and informal retailers. We have about 239% when we compare it from Q1 to Q2, and we've also been able to track over 10,000 indirect and direct jobs that have been created through the value that our solution offers. Our impact basically has been, how we are able to help these micro, small and informal retailers to be able to achieve 3x, minimum of 3x of what they were previously doing before they discovered our platform. We pride ourselves as a platform that not just helps them to be able to sell, but also helps to make sure that the customer receives value for whatever they buy through our channels promptly and more efficiently. As a business, we believe the future is looking bright. We believe that we can support 1 million micro, small and informal retailers over the next 12 to 18 months. We are also setting out to create hubs in various communities, with our goal being that we want to create various hubs across 22 states in Nigeria so that we can be able to support these micro, small and informal retailers. The Nitda team has been very supportive. We were part of those startups that were picked to actually represent Nigeria in the GTEx 2020. It was an amazing experience. It gave us the needed exposure as well as also ability to be able to attract more additional funding for our business solution. Our business is strongly aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals. The Sustainable Development Goal 1, 8 and 9, which actually talks to poverty eradication, job creation and industry innovation, is very, very key for us as a business. We believe we can create the next 3 million jobs over the next 4-5 years And we also believe that we can also continue to champion the industry innovation for the future of commerce.
This is Nitda Impact, your guide to a digital Nigeria.
As the cyberspace is expected to become busier than ever before, cybercrimes are at the risk of rising with cyber activities. Cybercrimes are a fast-evolving moving target, so also should cybersecurity. Because as Stephen Napo said, the 5 most efficient cyber defenders are anticipation, education, detection, reaction, and resilience. To learn more on how you can benefit from our activities, kindly log on to our website www.nitda.gov.ng or all our social media handles displayed right on your screen. Until we come your way next time, our special appreciation goes to the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Ali Pantami, the Director General of Nitda, Malam Kashifu Inuwa Abdullahi, and the entire management and staff of Nitda for this program. I am Eddie Young Frank. Thanks for watching.